I think
Oh
we
my
should start
god.
off with reboots.
Reboots is fine. We're
Okay.
doing reboots.
All right, reboots. All right, Missy, don't you usually want to do the intro?
No, you can do it. I feel like I've done it like the last 11 times.
You want me to do it?
Yeah. You never do it. You do it.
Yeah, Casey, you do it.
Fine.
Be nice.
Eat shit. All right. Welcome back to the quarantine edition of Struggle City. It's Casey, Dave, Missy, and Dave.
And Dave.
And Dave.
And Dave.
Oh no, the Daves have multiplied during quarantine.
That's probably a horrible thing.
Dave, what have I told you? No glove, no love.
Oh god. I like how that's what you jumped to. I thought of like gremlins. Like, oh, he didn't get enough sunlight or something.
Oh, that's what I thought of too.
No,
Yeah.
sunlight kills gremlins.
No, I know the rules of gremlins. I'm just saying, like, in Dave's edition of it, like trying to think of something for quarantine that would make sense.
Dave's beard got wet, and that's
Yeah,
what
I was
makes
gonna say I got wet. Took a shower.
Did you do that? Because your hair does look kind of wet.
Did it last night around midnight, so I guess.
Well, I
That's
got
okay.
a shower at like, I don't know, 11. My hair's dry.
I've yet to shower.
No, I'm proud of you.
You're disgusting.
I am in my underwear.
I put pants on.
I'm in PJs.
Now that we all know what we're wearing.
It's important.
Wait, well, no, isn't that customary to do during a Zoom thing? We announced that we're all wearing pants, but we're all really not wearing pants.
I am really wearing pants.
Well, congratulations, your medal is in the fucking mail.
You still have my trophy.
Technically, it's my trophy. You gave it to me. Drink faster.
Nuh-uh. You gave me a trophy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that
All
one's
right.
mine.
Well,
Forgot about
today we're going to be talking about reboots.
Yeah, because everybody's doing reboots and remakes. So why don't we get in on that action and come up with our own reboots and remakes?
Wouldn't this just be a reboot of everyone else's
We're
talking about
remaking the
reboots?
remakes already.
Exactly.
So this is like the most meta.
The juicy meta nougat.
I don't like nougat. It gets stuck in my teeth. Can it be
I don't
like
like
soft
nougat
caramel?
either. Ew, no, that's even worse.
Fuck the both of you. Nougat's great.
All right, well, Casey, since this was your idea, why don't you start?
So one of my big franchises that I love dearly is the Masked Rider series. It's a Japanese superhero, usually bug-themed, sort of in the vein of Power Rangers. It was actually on the scene first. A couple of times over here in America, they've tried to bring it over, and I would like to see them do it again.
Did it not go well the first couple times that they tried it?
No, because they did it too goofy. Well, the
Oh.
first time they did it too goofy. The second time, it was just poorly done because it was Canadian.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Is
All
this
right.
that one GIF you send us sometimes of that bug-looking fella, and he's like doing that turn?
I know
Yes.
what one you're talking about. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
But I would like to see that come over again because unlike Power Rangers, it's a smaller cast, so you often get better character development and a stronger story.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can get pretty dark. The storylines range from like PG to like a hard PG-13.
Oh, nice. That's
And
not
there's
too
an
bad.
Amazon Prime exclusive series that's a hard R.
Nice.
Well, okay, like what's like the darkest one that you can remember? Just out of curiosity.
Either the one that's on Amazon Prime now because it's super bloody and violent and deals with human testing, like genetic tamperings.
Ooh, that
There's-
sounds fun.
Yeah, and then there was one in the 90s that also played with body horror and body transformations.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of fun. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like Power Rangers, you said. So is it like a crime fighting type
yeah.
of? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, that sounds fun. I think I would watch that, or like I would at least like give it a shot.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, it's violent, sometimes it's campy, but that's the whole point.
And well, when it's campy once in a while, it just makes it fun and like kind of nostalgic. So that's fine, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
But which is always right. So.
Oof.
I'll
Okay.
at least say it's an opinion.
Yeah, I haven't even
Well.
seen the originals, and you've sold me on the remake. So,
Go watch the one
congratulations.
on Amazon Prime.
Okay,
If you got it.
we'll see.
You'll have to remind me of the name.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Oh, I don't
do-
know. I don't know if it has dubs though, Miss. I think it's only in subtitles.
Oh, bummer.
Oof.
Well,
I'm
I
fine.
still might watch it.
I have no problem with subtitles.
It's just hard for me to like read the subtitles and kind of like immerse myself into the story at the same time, because I apparently can't do two things at once.
You know what did it for me? Pan's Labyrinth. That it was like full immersion even with subtitles. I didn't even notice the subtitles.
My trick was when I first started watching things with subs is that I'll read the line first
Mm-hmm.
and then just kind of match it with the pace of the dialogue.
Okay.
So read and then apply.
Like most of what you should do in life anyway.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Dave, what about you?
Honestly, mine's kind of basic bitch, but I really would like to see a decent Harry Potter series done correctly.
Like movies or like TV?
Like either or, it doesn't fucking matter. It would probably be better off doing a TV show, but honestly, just redo them because the first ones were shit.
I disagree. What do you mean they were shit? They were pretty damn good.
Comparative
mean-
to what was in the books, it wasn't great.
Well, when you're making a movie based off a book, you can't have every single detail in the movie that was in the book, especially when the books are like 800 pages.
Oh, I agree, but they left out important details that they should have put in there in order for the story to make sense.
Give me an example.
Like the entirety of the sixth book where they kept going into the pensive and we learned about different Horcruxes and Voldemort's past. I feel like that was more important than Moody Harry versus Moody Draco. It wasn't even much of a plot in the book.
That just sounds like the last 3 movies.
Essentially,
There was
yeah.
there was more going on in that. I will agree with you though that they should redo like the last fight scene between the two, especially when Voldemort just kind of like flaked off into non-existence.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Mhm.
Just redo the entire thing, 1 through 7. Boom.
But Harry Potter's a really good. Everybody knows, like, okay, Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter. Emma Watson is Hermione Granger. Like, you try to redo that, it's not going to go over well.
No, you can. Just have Hermione be black like in the play, and everybody will be fine. Everybody will react rationally and normally.
Yep, that went well.
Okay.
Well, in that case, they should make Harry gay. Because why not?
Yeah, why not?
I don't see why not either. And maybe lay on the gay Dumbledore more, too.
The final confrontation between Harry and Voldemort, they could just be like sounding each other with the wands.
I mean, to be fair, there is a lot of ejaculation wording inside the books.
And like when they do the wand thing and they clash the laser beams, it looks like just
Laser beams. Oh my god, you're disgusting. I don't.
So if you redid the movies, would you have a consistent director from all of them?
Oh, yeah.
Or jump around?
No, it would be consistent director because you would want the same feeling. I would want the same director up until about the 5th movie. And then if he's not able, or he or she is not able to correctly match the tone of the book of the 5th, 6th, and 7th, then I'm probably shop around a little bit. But I mean, otherwise, it would be best to keep the same director, to keep the same
You
movie.
wouldn't jump from Chris Columbus to Alfonso Cuarón and then David Yates.
No.
Okay, well then here's a question. So in your opinion then, are any of the movies in the franchise like good enough to not be remade?
Probably the first 2, and that's just because of how simple the source material is. But they were able to get a lot of the more important plot points in versus, I'd say, 4 and later. Like 3 is kind of like a weird gray area. It's good, but it doesn't fit in with the books as well, which is fine. But the first 2 are the only 2 that I find to be like really hitting the important points anyway.
See, I think the 5th one too. I think they did really well with the fifth one. Like at this point, like I can't see anybody else besides like my playing Umbridge. Carol Ann and I like frequently call her Umbridge.
Wow.
That sounds like a personal bias.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she looks like her. She acts like her.
There's a guy on YouTube who actually recasted all of the movies with more modern actors. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. And he refrained from casting the children in effort to cast unknowns, which I think is a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so like who did he make for Harry, Ron, and Hermione?
They would be considered kids. They would just cast a wide net and see if they can find someone that fits the description in the book.
All right.
I mean, there's plenty of little kids out there with brown hair, and you could probably find one with green eyes.
Yeah.
Harry had blue eyes.
You can fix that with surgery.
No, they were green.
Harry had blue eyes.
They were green.
They were blue.
Oh my god.
They were Lily's eyes.
I'll look this up.
They're green.
They're green.
They're green. Jenny says they're green.
They are green.
Well, I'm
And the
still
reason
gonna look
why
it up.
Daniel Radcliffe didn't have green eyes is because the contacts bothered his eyes. So they were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Which is fine.
But
Wait.
okay, so like at Harry Potter World though, like you have an entire like area of the park that's all Harry Potter themed, that's all based on the original movies. So how would you fix that? Because I don't think that would really coincide with everything. Like, you know, it's all the original actors.
Burn it down, salt the earth, start over.
That is not the answer I'm looking for.
It's an answer.
I mean, just leave it. I mean, the movies are still going to stand. They're going to exist no matter what you do. Just making a better TV series. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like you like the books still exist, which is why I'm even bringing this up. If the books didn't exist, then fuck the movies.
I disagree. Like I don't think they need to be remade. Also because like it's such a long franchise. Like there's 8 movies. You know, like that's a lot to redo. Like it just seems like too big of a project.
Give it time.
Make a lot of money. It'll make a lot of money. J.K. Rowling's writing 5 new movies for money.
Not on Harry Potter.
No, but it's in that Harry Potter universe or whatever. It's the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
That was awful. That was so bad.
I mean, the first one made her a lot of money. Second one, not as much.
Yeah.
But she still got 3 in the pocket that she's just sitting on.
I was so bored during that whole movie. Like I didn't understand the plot. I had no idea what was happening. It was just so stupid.
That's why she should stick to books.
Yeah.
Don't read Cursed Child.
I haven't read it yet. Like it's been out forever, and I still haven't read it.
Don't read it.
I did want to eventually, like just to kind of see the whole thing. I guess, like see what the hype was.
Not unless you want good hardcore visuals of Voldemort getting his fuck on with Bellatrix.
Some people are into that, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about Harry Potter. What do you want to see remade?
Let me look through my notes.
Oh no.
Okay, so none of these that I'm like super passionate about, that like I really, really need this to be remade. But like the Percy Jackson movies, for example, like they are awful. They are so bad. And they're not big enough like Harry Potter to be too big of a project, I guess, like too much of it. But I remember seeing the first movie and it was just like they totally butchered it and it was terrible. Like, it was laughable. And I remember really enjoying the book, so I was pretty bummed out about that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. 100%.
Yeah.
The first one wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
The second one just was abysmal. And they
Yeah,
even
I didn't even watch the second one because it was like there's no point after the first one for me.
It's forgettable.
Yeah.
Very forgettable.
And then in that same boat, Dave, you're probably going to disagree with me on this, but they should redo. Well, if they were going to do this, I wouldn't have a problem, but I'm not saying that they need to do it. But the Avatar movie, The Last Airbender.
Oh,
It's coming
no.
to Netflix.
Yeah.
They're doing a new Netflix series.
You can't.
Okay.
I feel the same way about Avatar: The Last Airbender as I do about Harry Potter. You can't condense an entire season's worth or an entire book's worth of information down into a 2-hour film without having to leave out important crap.
You tell Shyamalan that.
I mean, I bet you the creators tried to.
Like I didn't think it would be great when they came out with the movie, because like you said, you can't put everything into that movie. And then I thought maybe they would condense it into the books and have, like, you know, the first movie be water and then earth and fire. Like, that would make sense. But like, it was just pathetic. It was like you gave it to like a toddler and was like, here, like, make this into something, and they were like, okay. And it was just awful. So bad. Like, the fact that they couldn't say the names the right way because of copyright bullshit or whatever, or were they just trying to be cool?
I think M. Night was just trying to be more, air quotes, culturally aware.
Yeah, that's bullshit to me. I'm sorry, but you need to say their names fucking correctly if you're going to do this.
Which is why he casted white people in the roles designed for Asian.
Yeah. Like, none of it made sense. Being more culturally, he's like, oh, we can't get any correct actors in the position, so we'll just attempt to say their names correctly, even though they're already being said correctly.
I saw maybe 20 minutes of it a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't do any more.
Yeah, no. Well, I think I left the theater.
Oh, God.
I think,
I couldn't. I saw it like 3 times in the theater.
Jesus.
But that's my business.
But, like, everybody in it was such a charisma void.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why.
No.
And, like, what was the dude from the Daily Show doing on that as a bad guy?
What bad guy was he?
He was one of the Fire Nation guys. I forget his name. But
was he
was
the
like
general?
Yeah.
He was a general? Okay,
he was like a named person.
Yeah, he was
B-level comedian from the Daily Show.
I forget his name too.
It was just bad. And like the special effects too of like all of the bending, it was like it doesn't even look like this is coming out of your hand or your foot or whatever. Like, this just looks like, oh, this special thing that's happening, and you're just pretending to do it. It was so awful. Like, the acting sucks. Everything sucks.
Yeah.
Fun fact about when it was released in Britain. So when everybody goes up to everybody and says, like, oh, you're a bender. In Britain, that means a totally different thing.
What does it mean?
It means you're gay.
Okay, so what about the half gays? What's the term for them?
No, there's no such thing as a half gay.
Hey.
You people don't exist.
No, apparently not.
Futurama must be fucking weird over there then.
I guess so. Can you imagine just having a character like basically named Gay?
Yeah, that was an actual name at one point.
It's funny. It's like Guy. Like, that's just, I hate that. Or like Bud.
Whoa. Hey, don't shit on Guy Fieri.
No, I will, absolutely.
Guy Fieri shits on himself.
He does, and he does it well. He makes a shit ton of money.
He does.
Going back to Avatar, I would also be okay if they wanted to, like what they're doing on Netflix, not completely remaking it or rebooting it, but just kind of like doing additions to it, I guess. And I know they kind of did that with Korra, but it just was not the same. Like, I want episodes like in between the ones that we saw with the original characters, just for fun, you know?
They have comics that do that.
Yeah, they got a lot of comics.
There's a shit ton of comics that do that are all canon.
And they're amazing.
Yeah.
The Search, oh, God.
And this might be an unpopular opinion, but I liked Korra better than Last Airbender.
I disagree, but tell me why.
I just thought it was more mature. I thought it dealt with darker themes, and I thought some of the voice acting was better. Some of the fight scenes were a lot cooler.
It was a little too modern for me. Like, they had cars and shit. Like, I didn't like that. I didn't like how modern it was. I didn't like that Aang wasn't there anymore. It did have pretty dark themes, which were fun, but it didn't feel as connected throughout the series. And what I mean by that is, like, in the original, like, the whole thing was the war from the Fire Nation.
Right.
That was what they were focusing on. And then with Korra, with every season, it was just like a new bad guy. So it felt a little disjointed. And then also she dated, and I'm not like slut shaming or anything, but like you dated, oh, it bothers me, man. Like you go through your whole list of friends and you date each one of them. Like, that's a little desperate to me. And the whole thing at the end where she's like with Asami, that was her name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was very excited because obviously like they were flirty and they were like kind of together, and like I wanted some big gesture of like, I'm going to kiss you. And they couldn't do that. And it was like, that's bullshit to me. Why are you both looking at me like that?
No, they didn't. They held hands and walked into the spirit realm or whatever.
Yeah, that's not enough for me.
No,
that's not proving to me that they're together.
Again, in the comics, they're a thing. They're a couple.
Yeah, in
which
the comics.
Which is fine, but in the TV show, I need to see that.
I believe the term is queer baiting.
Yes.
So, and that's not great.
Totally queer baiting, but there are other shows that are more guilty of that.
Oh yeah.
The new Voltron was kind of guilty of that, but
I'm on the fence. I kind of think that Legend of Korra is kind of like its own thing, and like I kind of separate them. They're in the same universe. They're just different ways of approaching it. Yeah, and I like them both in my own way.
No, I agree. Like, Korra was good. Like, I did enjoy it, but there was another thing too. Like, I noticed all of the bending in Korra was not as intense as it was in Avatar, and I realized, like, they were all really powerful benders and they grew up to be masters and all of that. But like, especially like in Korra in the beginning, like when they were playing the games with the bending, like, it was just pathetic. It was like, that's all you can bend, really?
Because it's the future and everybody can do it, so naturally like the talent's going to get distilled throughout generations.
That bored me.
Have you seen Onward?
No, I refuse to watch it. I ain't gonna watch some fucking shit troll movie that goes and search for his father. Like, no.
It's amazing. That hurt my feelings. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
Broke Casey a little.
Jesus Christ. Well, I was about to say, one of the big points from that is that technology became more convenient than the magic that was available to them. Which is probably what's happening in the Avatar universe. The technology is becoming more convenient, so they have to bend less.
And I don't like that.
That's why there's less masters or whatever.
Right. There's more niche masters in Korra.
Like metal bending and all that.
Yeah. Lava, the blood bending, and then what was that, season 2 with the prison people, the prisoners.
I don't really remember. And Korra?
Yeah. There's a lady with no arms that was the waterbender.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember her. She was cool. And I do like the idea of blood bending. I thought that was really neat and really dark.
I feel like Avatar handled it better, though.
I agree. They handled everything better.
They made it seem more sinister and less weaponized as a revolutionary type deal.
Yeah,
I was fine with that.
I was okay with it too, but it made me more sympathetic for bloodbenders, which kind of felt weird at the time.
Well, you know what else? I also didn't connect with the characters in Korra as much as I did with Avatar, like the original Avatar, because Katara was the mom, Sokka was the funny one, Toph was the tough girl, Zuko was like the hot bad guy, and Aang was the main character who you just grow to love from the first episode.
I like how everybody gets like a proper description of personality, but Aang is the main character.
I mean, they kind of did just insert stock character here in Avatar and then just expanded upon it.
Aang is just the Mary Sue.
But he's like the most powerful. Like, he doesn't need an explanation. Like he's the Avatar, you know, like he's the one. He's yeah.
He's the only one.
He didn't need anything, but like with Korra, I don't even remember her friends' names. Asami was annoying as fuck because she was like so into the cars and technology, and it was like ew. And then
because it's the future. They have robots and shit.
And then Bolin was supposed to be the funny one. He was not that funny. And then the hot guy was a fucking tool.
I mean, honestly, the most memorable stuff is just the flashbacks with the original team, and it's mostly because nostalgia. You know, it's hard to make a sequel. It's hard to make a sequel.
The sequence that really stood out the most to me from Korra was that 2-part flashback where it goes back to the first Avatar.
Yes.
Yeah.
That art style was gorgeous.
That's
that
actually
was very cool.
In like the fandom or whatever, that's famously like one of the least favorite scenes throughout because it's so disjointed from the original, like the series at the time.
That was great.
I loved it too. I thought it was awesome.
That was like one of the few episodes I went back and rewatched.
Same.
Because you can watch it out of context, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. And it's interesting to see where it all began. Like a lot of the time with any TV show or movie even, like you never get to see the beginning of things. And so I like that. Also, I don't know if you guys have this little thing at the top of your screen saying the remaining meeting time is like less than 10 minutes.
I guess they did away with the unlimited hour.
That sucks.
No, that's fine because then now we have a limit.
Okay.
Yep. So I agree. I think they should redo the movie, but not as a movie, and they're doing it on Netflix, so it's already happening. So your wish is coming true.
Cool.
Good job.
that definitely works. Yeah, I mean, okay. So there was one more that I wanted to talk about, and Dave, I think you know about it. Case, I'm not sure if you know because you're older than us, but do you remember those old game shows on like Nickelodeon?
Oh, yeah.
Double Dare and all that.
Dare.
Legend of the Hidden Temple,
Yes, that one in particular I loved. Like I would love for them to do all of those type of shows again. Yes, Dave.
They are.
Yeah.
When?
Now.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Double Dare 2000 came back. They're actually, I don't know if it came out yet, but Legend of the Hidden Temple is coming out with something. I don't know what it is.
It was a movie.
Was it a movie?
A movie.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a movie. It needs to be a game show.
I don't know if they'll come back with the game show like that, though.
But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they should. Like, that was so interesting. That was so cool. It was so much fun.
I don't know if they could do that, though. I don't know if kids would have that kind of attention span.
That's pathetic to me. You want to start talking about that type of stuff. Like, kids need to have that kind of attention span. Kids need to have that athletic ability to be able to run through a maze. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that anymore. They had to run through the damn maze. That's half the whole thing.
I feel like that's such a specific skill that's really only necessary from running away from serial killers.
Right,
which
like
is
if
why
you're running away from your
80s.
father at a hotel in the middle of winter.
You need to be able to run.
You need to be able to think quick on your feet and get your ass through that maze and lose that serial killer on your tail.
Well, no, what you do is you walk backwards through your own steps.
Oh, confuse them.
Yeah.
You need to be able to put the silver monkey together or the golden monkey together with no problem.
Silver.
Was it silver? Okay.
Honestly, the kids who were not able to do that, they probably are in jail now.
They killed the show. They just left and just turned to a life of crime.
To have all three pieces and then to not be able to put them together in time, they just gave up on life. They're in jail.
That show was very cool, like especially with the maze, because you could go so many different ways. Like it wasn't just like from point A to point B. It was like you could go this way or that way, and then you had to watch out for I don't remember what they were, but like those people who were in costume and they would like jump out at you and then they would
Temple
take
Warriors.
you. Yeah, and then the next person on your team would have to go. Like that was just really fun. So I liked it. I don't know. I'd be cool with a reboot of that.
It'd be interesting. I mean, D. Bradley Baker was the voice of the Temple guy or
Oh.
whatever. So, I
Mhm.
mean, it's totally possible to do it today with the same guy.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if kids are still into that Hunger Games shit.
Hmm.
Put that spin on it.
Did you hear that? Well, that'd be a little dark, but did you hear that they're making a prequel to the Hunger Games?
Yeah, the book. The book hasn't even come out yet, and they've announced the movie.
I don't think
Oof.
I'm gonna watch it or read it.
No. I might watch like synopsis of it because I'm curious about it, but that's about as far as I'll go.
Yeah,
I watched the first movie, and that was enough.
Jennifer Lawrence is good. She won an Oscar for that.
Was
What?
it for that?
I thought.
No.
It must
Yeah,
have. No.
No.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah. Well, hold on. We got 5 minutes.
So you guys keep talking.
um.
I don't know.
Pointless.
I hit my reboot. I'm not usually a fan of reboots and remakes, so I hit
No.
my one.
Honestly, I would like to see. This isn't a reboot, but I would like to see it made a short movie based on Alice's perspective in The Magicians. I think the special effects would be pretty sick.
Oh, like the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a short 30-minute film or whatever.
That'd be fine. I'd like.
I think it'd be cool. I think that'd be pretty sweet because they hit the nail on the head with the series on Sci-Fi. I'm in love with that. That's amazing. I'd
I
like to
still
see a
haven't
short
brought
film.
myself to watch the final season.
All right, same here. Every time I'm like, we should watch that, and then I just don't.
Yeah, just because it's just like I don't know what I'm gonna get, and it's the final season, so who knows what that'll do.
Yeah, I'm not ready for the end.
No.
Like at all.
We'll watch it at the same time, Dave.
Okay, let me know when you start, or I'll let you know when I start, and then we'll just do it.
We'll sync our cycles.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so before we head out, I also wanted to ask Dave, did you notice on our YouTube channel that we got a new subscriber?
Yes, I did. We're
That
up
is-
to 38 now.
That is my nephew.
Oh,
Oh shit.
awesome.
Yeah, he called me. He like FaceTimed me the other day and he was like, "Hey, can you subscribe to my YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Sure." And it's him gaming with his friend
Oh.
and they're like playing Fortnite.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
I decided to investigate, and I subscribed too. So
did you really? Oh my
Yeah.
god, you're so cute. Thanks.
yeah, I'm not watching any of his stuff, but
No.
subs are
But like
nice.
I watched one and his videos are like 10 minutes long or something and it's just so cute to hear him being like, "What? Like watch out, like they're behind us." And it was like, "Dude, I remember when you were little."
You're like 5. Calm down.
he's 12, man. That's insane. But I told him I was like, "Hey, listen. So I'm not going to tell you what our podcast is cuz it's kind of adult themed like a lot of the episodes." And he was like, "Well, that's okay. I'll still subscribe." And I was like, "Oh, you're cute." So I told him, and I was like, like, let me just go through the episodes and see if there's one that you can watch. And in the beginning of like every episode, there's some curse word, there's some adult theme. So hopefully this one he can listen to.
I was gonna
Like, he
say, how
probably won't
long
be
did it
interested.
take? How long did it take for you to find something?
I didn't find anything.
Honestly,
Just do what I do whenever I convince somebody to check our stuff out, and just go right to the Anne Frank episode.
God, you must really scare them away.
or the Shakespeare episodes. I think those are pretty clean,
Yeah, our movie
but
reviews
they're
are pretty alright.
boring. I would imagine
Well,
they're boring.
they're
for a
boring
12-year-old.
to people who don't like, right, to 12-year-olds and people who don't like
Shakespeare.
English. But all right, I think that about sums it up.
That
Yeah.
does it.
I guess, yeah. Shout out to your nephew if he listens to this one.
Yeah, a little
Just show him the
baby.
last 2 minutes.
Shout
Where
out
like
for
we
us.
mentioned him.
Shout out to us for staying on topic.
Yo,
We really did.
Really.
We did.
Shout out to that timer on the top of the screen.
Like we're giving ourselves a shout out for this.
Oh yeah,
Just
nothing
one-
wrong with a little bit of on-cam masturbation.
Casey.
Anyway, thanks for listening to us. Follow us, subscribe, check us out on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook,
Castbox, Anchor,
Anchor, whatever,
all the things.
all of the things.
some of the things all the time.
Wow, that's really threatening. Less than 1 minute.
Yeah, right?
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
So
Stop it.